Hello everybody, I am here with Meredith Ferrell and we are going to go down a chic street stroll. And to make it easier, we are in the Benchmark Bank golf cart. So everyone say hi to Meredith.
Hi.
And she is going to take us down her favorite street. So Meredith, tell me about this street. Like, why is this your favorite street?
Well, so I grew up a block away from here actually in my first house. And then now we live about 2 blocks away. And I've just always loved this street. It has a really, you can see it's kind of a wide parkway.
Yeah,
so really nice setbacks on all the streets. You still have a lot of the original older homes. I grew up playing in the front yard of that house right there actually.
Oh, wow.
And then you still, you have some nice new constructions around as well. But a lot of these homeowners have, just been doing lots of work on renovating some of the houses. This particular house up here, this kind of white house, isn't that pretty?
I've posted that recently. Some of my followers may recognize it.
So that house, my mom is actually my business partner, Brenda Ray, and she sold that house to one of my parents' very best friends back in the 80s. And then he unfortunately passed away a few years ago, and so I got to sell it again with my mom, I want to say maybe 3 years ago, and then the people that purchased it did a major renovation with a big builder around here, and so that's just, love that house. And then you can see this house is another 1940s house over here, and they've replaced, they have done a ton of work, and they added that really fun iron door to kind of modernize it, and same with this house over here.
Let's see, let me go back. I'm trying not to whiplash people here. Oh, I love that house. And I think Matthew Murray did the landscaping on that and did such a good job. This is like real life, everybody. Real life traffic happening around here.
Then we are in for a treat because I know you have had a lot of people ask about this amazing house, and I sold it to one of my best friends and her family. Maybe how long ago, Megan?
I think it's been exactly 6 years this month.
6 years.
This is Megan. Megan and Meredith.
They just did a major exterior renovation, and we are lucky enough that Megan agreed to show it to everybody.
I am so excited. This is going to be fantastic. Megan, thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much for having us. Oh, I mean, this is just beyond beautiful.
Thank you.
Tell us about what you did and kind of the history behind the house here.
Well, what's really funny about this house is we had both noticed it years ago, way before we bought it, and I always loved this house. And so it's kind of a house that Meredith had almost showed me when we bought our previous house on Larchmont. Mm-hmm. Then it came back on the market. She showed it. I loved it. I truly thought it was perfect. But then after living here, a couple years, there were just a few things we started to want to do, and it really all started with wanting to cover the back patio. And so that's what we started to do during COVID, and in July 1st when we actually started. And then slowly, once that construction was going, it was like, well, maybe we should paint the house while it's all being worked on.
Yeah, we're all stuck at home for so long.
Yes.
And
then once we truly started to update the front landscaping, and then our landscape architect had the idea of adding the front porch.
I love the front porch.
That was not there before. Yes.
And like this, what's this called again? Do you remember?
Chippendale Railing.
Chippendale, yes, it's so
yes.
pretty.
And I mean, just even for the functionality of having a covered porch is so nice for Amazon packages, everything. I didn't realize, and even just protecting the door from the rain. So it's been so nice functionally, but also I just love the look of it. And then I'd actually seen a picture on Instagram of a house in the south that had a porch kind of like this and had wrapped the copper gutters. So then once the porch idea came, it was like, well, I think we should do copper gutters.
I love the copper gutters.
And then new shutters. And then we decided if we were doing all this, we needed to have gas lanterns. So we updated that.
We'll get a little bit of a close-up up here. Now, I know the biggest thing people are going to ask is, what are your paint colors? Do you know off the top of your head, or do you want to share?
She works on those
I
a
do.
lot.
Yes, I do. And Meredith helped me with ideas from people. And I actually drove around a ton and just looked at houses and tried to get paint samples similar to some of the houses I loved. but the house color is Sherman-Williams Harbor Gray.
Harbor Gray.
And then the white is Sherman-Williams Extra White, I believe.
Okay.
And then the door and shutter colors is Studio Green. And what's kind of fun about that is I actually saw the color in one of my best friend's studies in Houston, Texas. And as soon as I saw her study, I was like, that's it. That's my shutter colors. And so she told me the color. And anyway, I love it. I was kind of nervous when we were doing it all, how it would come together, because I hadn't seen a house with this exact color scheme.
It's beautiful.
So,
I love the green shutters. And you know what I love about it too is it's not just another, White House that you're seeing everywhere right now. It's
right.
different.
Yep.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, so how long did it take to kind of do this whole renovation? Essentially,
Well,
the exterior curb appeal?
We were both doing ours kind of at the same time.
Yes. I mean, honestly, way longer than I expected, but it's totally been worth it. And of course, we still have little, punch lists and small little things to do. But I mean, it's taken about 9 months.
Now, this looks really neat. I love how you have the synthetic grass right next to the real grass. I mean, look at that right there. That's wonderful.
Yes, now that it's spring, it's really, and the grass is coming through because we just put this grass in January. I am loving it. And the reason we did this actually is because the tree was starting to lose leaves, and they said that the roots that were under the driveway, the concrete wasn't allowing it to thrive. And so the reason was really to save the tree, but then I think it adds a fun aesthetic value.
It
So
absolutely adds a fun aesthetic, and you can drive on it.
yes. So hopefully practical and pretty.
Talk about I love, they also built this little passerby gate right here too. I love that.
Yes, so before this was actually driveway all the way to where the patio starts, and we realized we weren't using it because it was so tight. I wasn't pulling my car back, and so we wanted this to be more functional. And my son loves golf. He's yes, big little golfer. And so I wanted a gate that the kids could just come in and out. So that's why we did the little code on it. And then we decided to use this old driveway area, include it in the backyard space, and add the putting green. So I feel like this is amazing. A fun little bonus. And it actually makes the backyard, since we covered the patio, we were worried about it feeling smaller, but I think adding this green space has really helped. It doesn't feel smaller at all.
It feels so large, and I have to just say for everyone at home, it smells so good. I mean, tell me, you have all this, is this Confederate jasmine?
This is Star Jasmine, yes. Okay. And unfortunately, we put it in right before the crazy winter storm, and so we had to replace it after that, but it's really growing well. And on the left wall is going to be climbing hydrangeas, which they're new, so they're not, in full bloom yet, but they're starting. The green's coming.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yes.
Oh
so,
my gosh. I feel like we've been transformed into an oasis back here.
Thank you. And then I'm actually going to take you all in this way. So this is kind of a side door.
This is literally the porch of all porches.
Oh.
Can you believe this?
No. Oh. I can't believe it because it's amazing. Who wouldn't want to be quarantined?
I know. Yeah.
Right?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so tell me.
I haven't even seen it all done like this.
And vision. This is beautiful.
Thank you. Well, so we really wanted, for the last couple of years, I mean, Meredith knows, just like Meredith, we love to have friends over and hang out outside. And we had this big patio that was just an old red brick patio out here. And it was really big. And we had a fireplace that was really against the fence, which you wouldn't be allowed to do anymore, but it was, grandfathered in. But nothing was covered, and we found our furniture was always getting ruined, and we just, we're only out here when the weather was perfect. And so we'd started talking about it a couple years ago, but then, like so many people, during COVID, we were sitting around all the time, we decided, let's make it happen. And one of the things we were really worried about was losing the light to our den, the natural light here with these French doors. And so we brought in this landscape architect named Brian Swallen, and he had the idea to do the skylights on the roof. So there's actually 14 little skylights up there. Wow. So that we wouldn't lose the natural light for our house in the den, but that we could have a true covered outdoor space. Because if it could really be covered, and we could have, furniture that wouldn't get ruined by the elements, and we can even be out here in the rain, everything. So that's kind of, it started, and then he truly brought it to life with the skylights and with the real roof, and then it just kept growing. I mean, I thought fireplace, but he made it better than I could have imagined.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And then
I love these chairs, by the way.
do you know where these chairs are from?
I do. They're from Target.
Yes.
And I was really supposed to swipe up from those because I actually own those same chairs.
No way. Well, one of my best friends who's a decorator, Emily Miller, she found those for me. And I was so excited. We were looking forever for chairs, both of us searching. And the moment she sent those to me, I was like, that's it.
Yes.
It's the best deal we'd found, and they're my favorite. So
I love the light fixture, too. Really
Oh,
unique and
thanks.
cool.
yes, just found that recently and thought it was fun for this outdoor space. And we just wanted everything to be light and bright, and it's the mix of the old Chicago brick and the limestone.
The mix of the brick and the limestone is really beautiful, but I think what really makes this room stand apart are the skylights in here. I mean, that's so unusual, and I know for many of the people watching, that something we haven't seen before.
Right.
So.
Right. So that's what, when Brian had that idea, I was like, that's it. We can do it and, make it all happen. So we really have loved it so much. And then I think another special touch is the sconces out here, which just, I don't know, my eye always goes to them, and
they're immediately drawn to it. I keep going back to staring at the fireplace because it just is so pretty.
Well, and one thing that he does, like Brian, I know, recommended to do kind of a frame around the TV, so
Right.
it's kind of
so
inset.
it feels still pretty
of
and
it,
not just
yeah.
like a TV sticking out the wall. Exactly. And
The tile work too is just really, really pretty.
yeah, so that was just a fun touch because we just have this extra space with this wall, and so we actually keep firewood there in the winter, and I just wanted to throw a fun touch on the backsplash, and I love how it turned out. We actually did that same tile as the step down over behind the kitchen, because you actually can go, that's a bathroom, it's an indoor bathroom, and I think it's from years ago when this house had a pool. It was the pool bath, but now it works perfect for a patio bath, and the little step down to it is the same tile, so it kind of all ties in, which is fun.
I love that so much. And you have the bar, too, which is really that sweet little bar cart over there, and a full bar here. I mean, you
Yes.
really just thought of all of it.
There's lots of seating, honestly. I mean, it turned out, so we just used the existing blueprint of the brick patio, like I said before, and then we raised it up actually to the level of the house, and so the step down is now on the grass instead of before you stepped out of the doors here. But honestly, before it was covered, I didn't really realize the size of the space, but it's so great. I mean, just because we truly are eating dinner out here, watching TV, hanging with friends and family, so we're really...
It's beautiful. And now, Meredith, what do you think, as far as, I mean, this is going to be such a great thing to get back from if she were to ever sell the house? What do you think as far as that goes? Having that outdoor.
Do you want to sell it, Megan?
Not anytime soon.
No,
hopefully.
right now we really are seeing a lot of people invest in outdoor space, and the houses that do have these, not just, I mean, it's really a full extension of the house. And it is a major selling point right now, but they did this to live in and enjoy
Yes.
for many years, and for us to enjoy as friends too. So.
And I think that's what's so cool is that all of you are, I mean, I feel like, Meredith, you have such a connection, from different people that I've met. I mean, Courtney Pettit is the one that introduced us. And here you have Megan.
Yeah.
I mean, you grew up on this street, essentially, in this neighborhood. And that's what's getting us in the doors of these cool places. So.
And one of the other things we did that's just kind of a fun thing to mention is we changed the doors. So before it was just a traditional French doors, and it was important to me, we updated the windows in the front of the house, and I wanted to keep that super traditional look of the house, but back here to kind of marry the new back patio and the rest of the house, we put in these sliding doors, so they actually open to this last panes. If you can see, there's kind of 3 panes on each side. They open on both ways all the way to those panes, so truly you can have indoor outdoor living, which was a fun
It looks so good.
It looks so good. Thank you so much for letting us come and look at your beautiful backyard, all your turf here, and I mean, what a fun chic peek. And thanks to Meredith for making the connection. I think that makes such a big difference, having you be able to connect and know people and just go to your friend's house for the day.
It was fun.
Yes.
Good work.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.